He was nearly 6'6", broad-shouldered, with a gaze that intimidated anyone who met it. A deep scar ran across his cheek, a permanent, unmistakable mark of courage, toughness, and violence. To the Allies, he was the most dangerous man in Europe, Otto Skorzeny.
This has happened, yes, exactly, and there is a lot of countries which are...
Could you name some of the countries?
Oh, I can name, for instance, United States of America.
But who was this man, really? A brilliant strategist who could shift the tide of war with daring commando raids, or a ruthless opportunist who simply knew how to be in the right place at the right time? His life reads like a spy thriller, woven with myths, propaganda, and dark secrets. And the deeper you look, the harder it becomes to tell whether Otto Skorzeny was truly a tactical genius, or merely a master at turning himself into a legend. Otto Skorzeny was born on June 12, 1908, in Vienna, during a time when Austria was plunged into political chaos after the fall of the Habsburg monarchy. His father, a strict engineer, instilled in him discipline, austerity, and toughness. When young Otto once complained about the family's poverty, his father answered with words that would shape his mindset. Hardship builds strength, only the weak fear challenge. From early on, he showed exceptional talent, especially in mathematics and languages. Besides German, he spoke fluent French and good English, rare skills for his generation, but his passion lay not in books, but in dueling. As a member of a nationalist student fraternity, he fought 15 real duels with sharp blades. In his 10th duel, he received the famous scar that would mark him for life. A Schmiss, as it was called, a visible badge of bravery and fearlessness. The 1920s brought poverty, political unrest, and growing nationalism. Like many of his generation, Skorzeny saw Austria's only salvation in a union with Germany. He joined nationalist student groups and, from 1932 onward, openly the Nazi Party. After the Anschluss in 1938, he was convinced he was witnessing the dawn of a new German greatness. When the war broke out, he joined the Waffen-SS, not as an ordinary soldier, but as a man with higher ambitions. In 1941, during Operation Barbarossa on the Eastern Front, Skorzeny quickly made a name for himself through a mix of daring and cunning. In one mission, he reportedly captured 63 Soviet soldiers without firing a single shot. But in January 1942, he was severely wounded by shrapnel near Moscow. While recovering in Berlin, he began developing theories on unconventional warfare. His ideas caught the attention of Ernst Kaltenbrunner, head of the Reich Security Main Office, who recommended him further. Soon, Skorzeny was introduced to the world of special operations. Operation Eike, the Douce coup. His big breakthrough came in 1943. Benito Mussolini had been captured by the Allies and imprisoned in an isolated hotel high on the Gran Sasso mountain. For Hitler, it was a disaster. Only a spectacular rescue could save the alliance with Italy. Skorzeny was chosen. On September 12, 1943, he and his men landed gliders right in front of the Campo Imperatore Hotel. The Italian guards were taken completely by surprise. Not a single shot was fired. Mussolini was freed, and Hitler had his Duce back. Although paratroopers had led the assault, Nazi propaganda made Skorzeny the face of the success. Photos showed him proudly at Mussolini's side. From that moment on, he was the new icon of Hitler's special commandos. Operation Rösselsprung, the hunt for Tito. Just a year later, in May 1944, Skorzeny attempted another daring operation, the capture of Josip Broz Tito, leader of the Yugoslav resistance. Paratroopers and SS commandos stormed Tito's headquarters in Drvar. But Tito had been warned and escaped at the last minute. The operation failed. Still, Skorzeny's reputation remained untarnished. If anything, it confirmed his image as the man for the riskiest missions. Operation Panzerfaust, the coup in Hungary. By October 1944, Hungary was on the verge of leaving the alliance with Germany. Hitler feared that would cut off over 1 million German troops in the Balkans, so he sent Skorzeny. On October 15th, Skorzeny kidnapped the son of Regent Horthy. Under pressure, Horthy was forced to resign, and a pro-German regime was installed. Hungary remained in the war, at the cost of terror, deportations, and immense suffering. Operation Greif, Deception in the West. In December 1944, the Battle of the Bulge began. Skorzeny was put in charge of Operation Greif. His men wore American uniforms, drove captured jeeps, and were tasked with causing confusion behind enemy lines, switching road signs, sabotaging bridges, and giving false orders. The mission created chaos. American soldiers suddenly interrogated their own comrades with questions like, "Who won the World Series in 1934? The fear of spies paralyzed entire units. Though the offensive failed militarily, the panic caused by Skorzeny's commandos was immense. General Eisenhower himself was placed under heavy guard after rumors spread that Skorzeny was planning to assassinate him. By spring 1945, Skorzeny made a last attempt to blow up the Remagen Bridge, but failed. A few months later, Germany surrendered. He was captured by the Americans and put on trial for war crimes, specifically for wearing enemy uniforms. But he was acquitted. The reasoning: the Allies had used similar tactics themselves. One could say he was a man who managed to emerge victorious even from the collapse of the Reich. The Allies kept him under close watch, but in 1948 he pulled off a spectacular escape from the Darmstadt internment camp, disguised as an American military policeman, a trick almost too convenient not to have been tolerated by higher authorities. In Spain, under the protection of dictator Francisco Franco, he began a new life. There, he built a network later known as the Spider. With forged papers, secret routes, and help from the church, he smuggled hundreds of former Nazis to South America and the Middle East. To the public, he was a businessman. In reality, he pulled the strings from the shadows, helping preserve the legacy of the Third Reich. In the 1960s, Skorzeny took things further. He founded the Paladin Group, a private mercenary network based in Spain. Officially a security firm, in truth a paramilitary organization that advised dictatorships, intelligence agencies, and militaries. Its services ranged from guerrilla training and assassinations to covert military operations. Paladin was a prototype of the modern private military company, only far more dangerous because it knew no morality, no loyalty, only contracts. Some historians compare it to organizations from James Bond films, except Paladin was very real. One of the most bizarre episodes of his post-war life was his alleged cooperation with the Israeli intelligence agency Mossad. Despite his Nazi past, in the 1960s he reportedly helped eliminate German scientists working on missile programs for Egypt. Whether through blackmail, opportunism, or sheer cold-blooded calculation, Skorzeny showed that he no longer fought for ideology, only for power and influence. Otto Skorzeny died in 1975 in Madrid, wealthy, unpunished, and until the very end, proud of his past. To some, he remained a hero. To others, a symbol of ruthless opportunism. But his influence extended far beyond his death. The networks he created, from the Spider to the Paladin Group, shaped the darker side of the Cold War. Was he a genius or merely an opportunist? Probably both, but one thing is certain. Few men understood as well as Otto Skorzeny how to survive in chaos and to turn defeats into new victories. And perhaps that is what made him so dangerous. Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more about the dark figures of history.